Testing. We're good. It's a late night for baseball. The Montreal Expos and the New York Sailors. First of a three-game series. Both teams bottom in the Northeast Division. First pitch between the two ball clubs is next. Stick around. Alright, here we go. Hello and welcome to Olympic Stadium on a late Sunday night. Montreal Expo is on the New York Sailors' first of a three-game series. Actually, the second series in the last 2 weeks between these two teams. These teams played last week in a three-game set. And the Montreal Expos, that they won. They won the first game, and then they lost the next two to the Sailors. So the Sailors took a 2 out of 3, and we'll see how game one of this series goes. Brett Lauder facing Seth Lugo. First pitch for the Montreal Expos, New York Sailors. First of a three-game set next. Taking them out for the Montreal Expos here in the first of a three-game series on a very late Sunday night for some baseball. 17th appearance, 17th start this year for Brett Lauder. 3.35 ERA, 126 whip, 62 strikeouts, 16.1% strikeout rate, 4-3 record. We're going to see how he does as he faces the leadoff man for the New York Sailors, Jake Fraley. First pitch. Four-seamer foul and a fastball, and we're underway here in Montreal on a late Sunday night for some NBL baseball.
Ball one.
Four-seamer high, and the count's ball 1-1. Both these teams in the bottom of the barrels are going to be a bump by Jake Fraley, and it's going to roll foul, and the count's 1-2. So both these teams struggling. Midway through the season, swung and a miss, throw to first base, got him, and there's one down top of the first. First strikeout for Brett Lauder. There is Mason Wynn for the Sailors. And he takes the first pitch slider, ball one down low at the knees, below the knees actually. The Sailors ball club. They're both struggling. He's base hit over the head of the first baseman down the right field line. That one's all the way to the wall. Stone Garrett struggling to pick it up. Is he going to go for two? Yes, he will. Mason Wynn, and with the first hit for the New York Sailors, Mason Wynn's got a leadoff double, 14th this year. Oh, and it's over the head into the first baseman. Stone Garrett, the right fielder, racing after it. He struggles to pick it up first time, but allows Mason Wynn to gain a double on that play. And here comes Pedro Paez. Or Senior on the inside edge, just enough to stay on the plate, and it's strike one. 3 homers, 7 RBIs for Pedro Paez. Just a 182 batting average. Right now, New York, they have to like get on par with like New York or something. They have a lot of work to do in the National Baseball League, and the 0-2 pitch is on the way. Check swing, low. Called strike 3. 2 down here, top of the first. Here comes Josh Young. With 2 down. Running around second for the Sailors. The grumble. That's going to get through a base hit. Runner going around third. He's going to try for home. And the throw. Not going to be a time. RBI single for Josh Young. As he brings in the first run for the New York Sailors. 1-0 New York. Grumble that gets to the right side. And the second base runner on second base takes off to third. And he just keeps running all the way to home. And he slides in just on an offline throw to give the Sailors a 1-0 lead. Fly ball to deep left center field. This one gonna go to the track, to the wall. Goodbye, home run. JT Real Muto reaches double digits in bombs in the air. His 10th home run this year. 99 out the bat, and it's 2-0 Sailors. An early start offensively, this one for New York. Here in the National Baseball League. In a road series against the Montreal Expos. They start hot offensively. In this one, RBI single with a double, including a double to begin, then a home run. Actually, it's 3-0. Pop up on the infield. Behind home plate. To the left side of home plate. There's the catch, and that ends the inning. 3-0 New York. RBI single, and then a 2-run bomb from JT. And it's 3-0 New York. Seth Lugo taking the mound, 17th start this year. He's already played 16 games, 4-5 record, 281 ERA, 113 whip, 62 strikeout, 16.8% strikeout rate, and a 6.6% walk rate. And here is center fielder Blake Perkins leading off for number 18 this year for Montreal. Bottom of the first inning. Yeah, these teams did play last week. The Expos that won the first game and then only lost the next two. Both Montreal Expos are 4th, and the Sailors are dead last in the Northeast. So, digital opponents, but both are not in a good spot in the Northeast. Down 0-2 to Blake Perkins. Bottom of the first inning here. Montreal, one of 2 teams in the NBL without white home uniforms. The other one is swung and a miss. Perkins strikes out swinging. First strikeout for Seth Lugo. And there's one down bottom of the first. Here comes Stone Garrett, the right fielder. So, and the other team without a white home uniform is the Minnesota Northern Lights in Minnesota. They have a light green one. There's the Montreal Expos. They have like a powder / baby blue type. A little darker. Looks a bit darker than I thought it would. It might be a bit darker than I initially thought. Still a bit of a brighter blue. And the count's 0-2 to Stone Garrett. Bottom of the first inning. Expos down in a hole early. It's 3-0. Obviously, they're a rival of the old Montreal Expos that ceased in, was it 2004? Was that the last season, I think? 2004? And then they became the Washington Nationals. And the 1-2 pitch. Swinging away a ground ball towards the first baseman, and he's going to race to the bag, and he got him, and there's 2 down. comes Will Smith, the catcher. You got Leo Ford, Lindor, Curtis Corral Jr., Junior Caminero, Matt McLean. So it's a good lineup for this Expos Ball Club. Will Smith, the catcher, to the plate. Bottom of the first inning. 2-out count for Will Smith. Airball swung over the top of it, strike one. Josh Young on third. He's with the shortstop. Luis from here for the second baseman. Michael Bush playing first for the New York Sailors. And the 0-1.
That's a ball.
And takes that curveball low, even the count of ball and a strike. I know Will Smith, he can hit. He's a very solid hitter. Fly ball. And he backs up just a bit more. There's the catch. And that ends the Montreal first. We're going to the second inning. Sailors lead 3-0. Top of the second, leading off is Michael Bush. So Michael Bush for the New York Sailors. 18 RBIs this year. That's 5 home runs. A very respectable 285 batting average. First at bat of the ball game. Takes ball one on an upper outside fastball. The fans don't like it, understandably, because I don't think I was a strike myself. Upper outside corner, but it definitely could be called a strike. Sinker at the top of the zone, deep in the count, 1-1. A good sinker too there. There's your umpires listed on the screen just for a couple seconds. This counts 1-1 to Michael Bush. Four-seamer, foul. Bush takes a slider on the counts 2-2. Four-seamer, Bush keeping this at bat alive for New York. Northeast is a very crowded division. That'll be a bouncing ball to the left side towards the third baseman. Throw to first. Got him! One down. Here comes the center fielder for the New York Sailors, J.J. Bleday. 12 homers this year with 34 RBI. And a very solid for New York. High fly ball to deep right, but it's not going to go too far back. And there's the catch from Stone Garrett. Backs up a couple extra steps, and there's out number 2. Here in the New York second. Here is the second baseman. Top of the second inning with 2 outs. Luis Rengifo. With 23 runs scored and 11 stolen bases. Bottom of that fastball. Strike one. Right above the plate. Right above home plate. Like a home plate circle. And a 0-1. Just got him in there on the circle. Change up when it's 0-2. And the 0-2 on the way. Off the plate on the fastball.
2 strikes to count.
That's 1-2. If I were to do this again, I want to make that, like next season, I'm gonna make that like a very light powder blue. And the hand, I want to make it matte. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. We're going to the bottom second. Still 3-0 Sailors. Leading off is Francisco Lindor, the shortstop of the Montreal Expos. So the Expos still looking for their first hit. Swing Rummel down the third base line, a base hit for Lindor to lead off the second inning for Montreal. And that's how to start the second. For Francisco Lindor, here comes Leo Ford for the Expos. Montreal. For back-to-back hits, four-seamer, struck line in the upper part of the zone to Leo. I'm in the last game for it, which is cool. How cool is it? Say, I'm from the Ford family. Speaking of Ford, they did make one major mistake. It was a very common name. It was Edsel. If you know like car history, you better know this. Edsel, or Edsel, was a very common name, and then Ford had the bright idea of making a car called the Edsel. It was an abomination to mankind. At least most people considered it that. And therefore, after that, the name Edsel basically dropped to, like, next to zero. It wants to name the kid Edsel after that car being made that everybody hates, but then you're just gonna be made fun of like crazy. Just a funny bit of history trivia for you. Little history thing. And the 2-2 count to Leo for the pitch. The foul. Right above that New York Sailors dugout. First of a 3-game set. And tomorrow we'll be at Edmonton. So be ready for that. Sinker of the corner, strike 3 to Leo Ford. Oh, he is pissed. He did, I think he restrained himself from barking at the umpire, but dang, I could tell he wanted to. He wanted to bark at the umpire. And I think his coach kind of kept him from doing so. Some players are really good about that type of stuff. Some, like Bryce Harper, not so much. I don't remember what team Bryce Harper's on here in the National Baseball League. I don't remember. Do not remember. Since halfway through the season, probably about 50, 70 games in, everything decided, hey, I'm gonna delete myself. And then I spent a week and a half rebuilding the entire thing from scratch. I hated that so much.
Ball 1.
Forcing for the threes, the Cavs ball 1 to Lourdes Gurriel Jr. At least I'm back now, though. Got most of the things at least pretty close to what they are. Obviously, the rosters aren't the exact same. Seem to the standings are the same. Taken off from second base, and the throw. Lindor makes it in time. Stolen base. 12 stolen bases for Francisco Lindor as he takes second with some difficulty, but he does make it. There's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. And a late swing on that curveball foul. So some timing does matter. It is kind of. Here's something with the pitching machine. Yeah, I think he's practicing against real pitchers. Since the thing is that they can change their speed, and you have to adjust to that. Ground ball toward the second baseman. Easy throw to first. Got him. But Lindor takes third. So there's 2 down, but Lindor's on third base. Just a single. The Expos need a single, and that'll get them on the board. Here comes the third baseman, Junior Caminero.
Ball 1.
First pitch for the at-bat is ball 1, just slow to Junior Caminero. And a late swing on the fastball, then A's 1-1. Could have been ball 2 if he didn't swing at that. Can't tell though for sure. Still might have been called a strike, who knows? Not like it really matters. Receiver foul. And the count's 1-2. Got that on right about closer towards the handle instead of the main part of the bat. The barrel. You want it right in the middle of the barrel. It's called the sweet spot. In baseball terminology, that's where you want to hit your balls. That's where the home runs come. the big hits. They're off the sweet spot of the barrel. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 called to Junior Caminero. And we're going to the third inning. Lindor held at third base. 3-0 New York.
Leading things off, left fielder Jake Fraley.
So the New York Sailors won just 1.8 runs a game. 565 OPS, 188 batting average. Race hits a single homer and 6 RBIs. So their offense struggled in their last series. And they've been off to a good start in this one with 3 runs in the first inning. Four-seamer, strike 1 to Rhett Lauder. Jake Fairley with 70 hits this year, third on the New York Sailors. And fouls off that four-seamer in the count, 0-2. New York Sailors are the Brooklyn team. They do play in Manhattan. They share a stadium with the New York Knights. Strike 3 called to Jake Fraley, 1 down top of the third. 4 strikeouts for Rhett Lauder. By giving up 3 runs, he's got 4 strikeouts. Not all is lost for Rhett Lauder. And here comes the second in the lineup, Mason Wynn. Oh, Wynn's gonna bunt, and it's fair. And the throw to first base, not in time. What? Mason Wynn takes first on a bunt to the third base side of the infield. Yep, he puts his bat in front of it, the bunt, and he takes off towards first. A bit of a sloppy throw. Wynn takes first. Here comes Pedro Pages for the New York Sailors. Nice lot of movement across that play, and the count strike 1. Lucky he got that call. Went on first base. Quick swing low. Wynn goes back to first. So, they nearly get away. It's when he gets under that circle and not in front of him. That's when I would run if I were the first baseman in the 0-2.
One ball.
Started off way across the plate, and it's 1-2. One on, one out here, top of the third for the New York Sailors. And the 1-2 to Paez. That'll be a ground ball down the third base side, foul. New York Sailors, all their operations canonically in the National Baseball League. They are based in Brooklyn, but they do play in Manhattan, sharing a stadium with the New York Knights. That's what I was trying to clarify earlier. So, kind of like Shea Stadium, except for there's no football. Just baseball, 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 baseball. The winners called the New York Coliseum as it pop up on the infield. Just above the second baseman, will make a few steps to his left to make the catch. So our right, and there's 2 down top of the third.
Third baseman Josh Young.
Here comes the third baseman, Josh Young. Running number 6 for the Sailors. RBI single in the first inning, and he's 1 for 1 today. Sailors haven't done much besides the Mason Wynn single since their first inning. That'll be a ground ball right to short. There's a throw to second, and that's going to end the Sailors' third. We're going to the Expos' third. 3-0 New York. Leading off the Expos' third, Matt McClain, the second baseman.
Nope. Ball 1.
Be a sweeper on the count, ball 1. Roof is closed here on this Sunday night. It'll be a 4-seam fastball on the counts, 1-1. Of course, you can't really see any of it. Can't see the sun, you can't see any of that. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a
One
miss.
ball,
1 and 2
2 strikes.
at the knees. Or Steamer, he swung a bit early and it's foul to Matt McClain. I mean, these two teams, they both been fighting to the death of it. They've been struggling big time. With a fly ball to deep left field, this one gonna die pretty quickly. There's the catch from Jake Fraley on left. I think that's Jake Fraley anyway. There's the DH, Chris Taylor from Montreal. That's still just with a single hit, that being Francisco Lindor. And he was able to get third base, but the inning ended before he could take home. So the score is still 3-0 New York. 1 pitch.
Ball. 1 and 1.
Counts ball 1 to this Montreal team. They still have like time left in the season because we're about 7, 8 weeks behind Major League Baseball. And the big ground ball up the middle, base hit for Taylor, the DH. Put one out here in the Montreal third. There is Blake Perkins.
Aye.
Fastball top of the zone, strike 1. The center fielder at the plate, Blake Perkins, the leadoff man. He's 0 for 1 today. With a .213 batting average for Blake Perkins. Go back to first base. Chris Taylor called safe.
I got a
Oh,
ball,
check
1
swing
strike.
ball in the dirt, and Miller stays on the bag. He's thinking about going for 2, but he decided against it. It's that fastball on the count's a ball and 2 strikes. Both these teams really struggling.
3.
Strike 3 called on the fastball to knees. 2 down, bottom of the 3rd inning. Four strikeouts for Seth Lugo. Here's Stone Garrett. He's 0 for 1 today. The second in the lineup for the Expos. There's ball 1.
Ball 1, no strikes.
So the Sailors are actually coming off getting swept with the Philadelphia Liberty in the Atlantic Division.
Aye.
For Seamer, the count is 1-1. Full pitch, throw back to first. Called safe. One pitch with 2 outs to the runner on first. The fly ball down the line, foul.
Foul ball.
Chance for Lugo to get out for the Sailors. We're going to be a bouncing ball 3rd base side. Long to the first, got him! And that ends the 3rd inning. We're going to the 4th. Still, the Sailors lead 3-0. So, Oscar, Oakland fires 7 innings of a 2-hit ball game versus the Toronto Huskies. Sunrise Cruise, ALS winning the 2 games over the Atlanta Arrows. Not ALS, the Southeast Division, sorry. That's the MLB name, it's the Southeast Division. The Gamblers winning extra innings versus the Utah Raptors with a walk-off, so yeah.
That's a ball.
That's cool. That counts 1-0. We was just a few days ago. Remember that one?
Aye.
Again, the game we covered. The Raptors won 6-4. Actually, yeah, they won in Utah, so that would just be an extra innings win.
1 ball.
So good for the Gamblers. Game we covered. Raptors won 6-4. The bouncing ball towards the left side, and the counts the ball in 2 strikes to JT Romito. Have to be game 3, right?
Ball 2.
Slide down low, the count's 2-2. Slow and lengthy game. And the pitch. Sliders in there, strike 3 called. And it's 5 strikeouts for Rhett Lauder.
Right fielder, Jordan.
Here comes the right fielder, Jordan Walker. So the Montreal Expos. It's the team that you want to see do well, and they just drop the ball completely. That'd be a cool spectacle, but they ain't winning games here in the National Baseball League, so that's that. Fly ball to deep left center field. This one gonna go to the track, to the wall. It's gonna bounce off the wall. Runner around second, and he'll stop there with a 1-out double.
Now batting,
Jordan Walker, his 10th double this season. High fly ball. Here's Michael Bush. Top of the 4th. Switching them on the lower outside corner. Struck 1. I'm impressed he got the call with that. That looked like a ball for sure, but Rhett Lauder got the call. It's 0-1. 1 out and 1 on for the New York Sailors. 1 pitch to Michael Bush. Foul ball down in the left field corner. Michael Bush in his last 4 games, he's .467 batting average, 7 for 15. So his batting average is really high. Rapidly increasing. Get that one off the end of the bat, and that will drop down for a base hit. Run around third. He's going to try and come out. Here is the throw. Walker slides in safely, and the Sailors lead 4-0. RBI single for Michael Bush as he drives in Jordan Walker. And the New York Sailors add a run on. It's 4-0 New York. So, Sailors doing really well here at the Olympic Stadium. Let's see around there. At the outside corner, 2-1 to JJ Bleday. 12 home runs this year for JJ Bleday. It's gonna take off for second base, but it's fouled down the third base line. And the 0-2. For outside corner, it's above the zone. And it's 1-2 to JJ Bleday. So this Sailors team, the blue and gold, they are dominating early. Rumble, that's going to get through the left side of base hit. Bleday to first, the other runner to second, 2 on with 1 out here, top of the 4th. Here comes Luis Redhefo for New York. And Redhefo hesitates on the fastball, struck 1, top of the zone. Redhefo playing second base today for the New York Sailors. Oh yeah, AAA baseball finished up their season today. I forgot to listen to the last Columbus Clippers game. And they beat the Omaha Storm Chasers 3-1. So how about that? And the NHL preseason got kicked off yesterday with the Blues and the Stars. And Luis Redhefo hit, bases loaded, top of the 4th with 1 out. And that'll pull Rhett Lauder. So Rhett Lauder's day is done for Montreal. There's Mike Soroka coming in for the Montreal Expos. 4th appearance this year. 2.16 ERA, 21.2% strikeout rate, 187 against righties, 214 against lefties, and just 81.1 innings pitched. So he hasn't pitched very much. And he's going to come in here in a bases loaded situation, top of the 4th against the New York Sailors for the Montreal Expos. And he's got to get out of this. Jake Farrell at the plate. Good luck. There's ball 1. They just had a guy out there with like little to no experience in the major leagues this season. Do a fly ball. There's a running catch. He's going to attack from third base. Here's the throw to the plate. He stays on base. So the third base running coach down the third base line. He says, not enough room to tag, so he doesn't tag, so there's 2 down. Here's Mason Wynn. Chance for Mike Soroka to get out of this inning for the Montreal Expos, but he just needs to get that third out. Fly ball into the gap. And there is the running catch, and that ends the inning. Soroka gets out of a bases-loaded situation for the Montreal Expos. 7 hits now for New York. All 3 in that inning left on base. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th inning, leading off is the catcher Will Smith from Montreal. Right after the Expos just got out of a bases-loaded situation defensively with the help of Mike Soroka. And a good Expos outfield. Counts 0-1 to Will Smith. Swung over the top of that fastball in the lower outside corner. Sometimes with those swings, you just kind of like go. I think it's gonna hit there, and then your arbitrary guys just go off that. Mentally cross your fingers and hope for the best. You actually get the hit in the 1-2. Forcing the inside the count, and the count's 2-2. Fun story. I think it was my dad's. Somebody my dad knew. Yeah, somebody my dad knew that played high school baseball. There's a ground ball right to the shortstop and the sidearm to the first. Got him. Will Smith retired. 1 down here in the Montreal 4. On to my story here. So yeah, my dad he was a guy who played in high school baseball. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know his name, but it's kind of irrelevant for this. Usually when you tell stories, the name's irrelevant. So this guy, he played high school baseball. He was a catcher. And the batter. No, he wasn't a catcher. I got my facts wrong. He was a high school. I don't remember what position he played. Ground ball right to the third baseman. For the first, got him, and there's 2 down. I don't know if I was actually ever told the position he played, but I know he didn't play catcher because I know what was actually happening is that he was bunting. And what did this guy think to do? Maybe he didn't get proper training. Maybe it was a different time. Who knows? But what did he do? He put his whole body in front of it, and then he missed the bunt. And then yeah, he went down, and he later he said to my dad, the pitcher thought he was dead. Yeah, it's like handed down story. You couldn't find this on Google. There's out number 3 for the New York Sailors, and the top of the 4th. We're going to the 5th. And it's still 4-0 New York. Right line reported out of the game early for giving up 4 runs and 7 hits. Yeah, getting the Expos into a base load situation. 5 strikeouts though. And 4 innings pitched for Seth Logo, no runs, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts. I'd say Seth Logo's doing better. So Mike Soroka's held the play, so that was a really entertaining baseball story. He's gonna pop up on the first pitch of the inning. And there's the catch by Leo Ford, the first baseman for Montreal, 1 down top of the 5th.
Third baseman, Josh Young.
There's Josh Young, the third baseman. Yes, that story. My dad told that story to me. Yeah, obviously, I can't prove it or anything, but yeah, the ball like hit him right in the chest, and he like fell down. The picture was me, God. He was like terrified. I think I just killed a guy. That's the words of my dad telling the stories. My assumption is that he means that. That's what the guy basically was saying to himself in his head. That he thought he just killed someone. Which is understandable. I can't even imagine. Slider, strike 3, and there's 2 down top of the 5th. So, I know in my baseball practices, what they do in the first 3 pitches of when I do get to bat, they ask me to bunt. I put the bat in front of it. I don't put my bunt. If I miss the bunt, I miss the bunt. And the ball goes right past me. Then, I mean, there is no catcher. It's just batting practice. But if there were a catcher there, it's his problem now. We're telling all baseball stories. Fun. How fun. What else are you going to do in a game like this? It's 4-0. Not a crazy amount of offensive action, really, but it's been all one-sided. It hasn't really been that much.
Ball, that's off the plate.
One to the room, it's all playing. Soroka could end the inning right there, but struggling with that slider. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung and a miss. Got him that time. He chased the slider. And going to the Expos 5th. Left fielder let it off as Lourdes Gurriel Jr. for the Expos. Bottom of the 5th. And it's fouled off. Shark 1. So Montreal still haven't got a run yet in this game. We're over halfway through now. In the bottom of the 5th inning. Yeah, pop up. First base side on the infield territory, and there's the catch from Michael Bush. 1 down here in the inning. Here comes the third baseman, Junior Caminero. So the Montreal Expos. The original team, they struggle with money. All time. Base hit off the pitcher's mound for Junior Caminero. Right down Broadway. And that was right up the middle. You had the shortstop and the second baseman. And then the bag is directly in the middle. right over top of the second base bag. So here's Matt McLean with 1 on 1 out, bottom of the 5th inning. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard for the Montreal Expos. I think it was like 9 years old. It was the first time I ever heard the term goose egg. I remember in the term goose egg. Playing the college football, I was like, why do you call it a goose egg? And it took me like a few days to go, oh, I don't know exactly, maybe not that long, maybe it took me like a day to understand. Oh, I was like, huh? What's it? Then after a while, I was like, oh, 0 looks like an egg. But I finally understood why you call it a goose egg. 0 on the board. The ground ball's in the dirt. And the runner stays on first. Junior Caminero, that is first base runner. Straight throughout the plate, and counts full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Did see Big League Chew today at Lowe's. Down off into the right field corner. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ball 4, upper inside corner. 2-1 for Montreal. Here comes the DH, Chris Taylor, last in the batting order. Top of the order is on deck. I believe the the Montreal center fielder. I remember the name. No, we already win twice today. Seth Lowe got 65 pitches, by the way. Wonder how long they'll keep him in. I want. I'll pop up behind the home plate. Ramuto's under it, makes the catch. 2 down. And the Sailors' defense has just been absolutely fantastic. Plus, they got run support. And that's what won them the second 2 games in last week's series. And maybe they take a sweep in this one. Who knows? But sports are the reality, is it? I don't care what the stats tell you. You never truly know what's gonna happen. You may accept something, and a lot of times those might be right, but you just never truly know. Fly ball foul turn. Is he gonna try to? Yeah, he ain't gonna get there. I've seen some great foul cat territory where they're running halfway to center fielder as a right or left fielder, and then they somehow make it by like an inch. Or sometimes they literally dive and make it, and just wow. I don't care that it's in foul tour. It's still cool. 0-2 to Blake Perkins. That's who. That's the name. High fly to center. This one probably not getting out of the ballpark. There's the catch, about 20 feet in front of the warning track, and it ends the 5th inning. We're going to the 6th. Taylor's still leading 4-0. Jordan Walker, the right fielder, leading off for New York. A pretty quiet game offensively, besides early on in the game, is a fly ball to center. Going to start off the 6th for Montreal, 1 down in the top half. The first baseman, Michael Bush, had an RBI single in the 4th inning, so he's 1 for 2 today. Really far from elite status at 300 batting average. He's at 286 right now. Maybe he can work to at least 290 by the end of the season. Or 290 by... down. Right at first base. Leo Ford's got it. 2 down. Nice catch by Leo Ford. Alright, on it. Right to Ford. And he makes the grab. In my school, had a really smart idea. Not really, but they had a really genius idea. Let's ban Pokey. Honestly, the worst decision ever. And this happened because I was in my class, and I'll probably wait for the bottom half of the game to explain some of this. It's kind of entertaining to explain what I watched unfold. It's entertaining. It's just strange why they care so much. Fly ball right to center field. Didn't even have to move. And we're going to the Expos 6. Shutout still intact for New York. 4-0. Going off is Stone Garrett, bottom of the 6th inning. I do want to get into Niles and area. That kind of story. It's kind of entertaining to tell. Stone Garrett with 2 ground outs today for the Expos, bottom of the 6th inning. Still got that today, so maybe you won't get that this time. 75 hits this year. He's second on the Montreal Expos and the 1-0. With a high fly ball to center field. He's running on it. And he runs it down. First out of the inning for Montreal. Here's Will Smith, the catcher. So, now I'm going to get into this now. So, we're in a big cafeteria. It's the last period of the school day. I have the same schedule every day. I'm in high school. sophomore. And the way a study hall is it's every period of the day except the 2 lunches. So that's out of 9 periods, 7 study halls a day, and then you go to that period of your class. And if you don't have, and if your class doesn't have, your regular teacher's not there and there's no sub, that you go to the cafeteria. That's kind of the default study hall. Otherwise, you have a guided study hall. I don't want that to save my life. We have iPads. What do you think people do? We're playing games. We have a fly ball. Nice run to get there. And that's out number 2. Nice run to get there by the New York City fielder. Here comes the shortstop, Francisco Lindor, for the Montreal Expos. So yeah, we have iPads. People. The first week of freshman year, everyone was playing games. Everybody had. They were playing Madden. They were playing. They're still playing games now. I don't know how. They're not getting, like, out of the office every dang week, but... it's entertaining. See, that it is drama. That's what it is. 1-1 to Lindor. That'll be foul on a sinker. So... yeah. Yeah, just for some more context. Here's a 1-2 coming to Lindor. And the pitch. Fly ball to center field. Oh, long run to get there. And he made it. Nice run to get there. For the center fielder. He's got all 3 outs here in the 6th. He made all 3 catches. Going to the 7th. So top of the 7th inning. Here's Luis Rengifo. So, yeah, I'm going to continue, so... yeah, I'm explaining that in this cafeteria, it's not a small cafeteria. There's like 7 or 8. I never decided to count. And it's going to pop up on down the third base side. Junior Caminero under it, makes the catch, and foul ground. 1 down's out with the 7th inning. And, yeah, this is the amount of... well, I think one study hall has 39. I think it's 7th period. I'm not in that study hall. I have last period study hall, so my day ends earlier. Just paint the picture for you. And yeah, we go on, and the way I think my class has the smallest study hall. I think there's like 11 people in total. And it's a big cafeteria. So basically, there's 7 freshmen. I think there's like it's either 5 or 6 freshmen. And the on closest to where the hallway, to the side where the hallway is. They're on the left corner to where I am, and then I'm with the sophomores on the furthest right corner, furthest away from them as possible. And that's gonna be a bloop single for Jake Fraley. He's got a 1-out single, top of the 7th for New York.
Now batting for New York, shortstop Mason Wynn.
So yeah, we're on like it's like we have little groups. Oh, Fraley's taking off. There's a fly ball to center. Oh, he's going right back to first. There's a catch. He went right back to first base. And it's kind of good for him to not be caught in a rundown, because bad base runners sometimes they start running to second. And like on every play they do that, they don't wait to tag. And they think you got lucky there.
Yeah.
But you have to wait to tag. Until as soon as that ball drops down, or you run. But unless there's 2 outs, then you can start racing around the bases. Because circle changeup and the count's 0-2. Because if that ball drops and he runs that score or fair, and even if there's 2 outs, swing and a miss, slider struck him out, and we're going to the bottom of the 7th. Go to the 7th inning stretch. late that they cut it off, as we're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. The first baseman for the Montreal Expos, Leo Ford, leading off. So I haven't even got to the meat of the story yet. It took me like 3 innings just to explain this. Three halves of it. About 2 innings to explain this thing. So yeah. So yeah, it's like a Tuesday it's a Tuesday afternoon. Last period of the day. It's like any other. And just like normal, all the freshmen are they have Chromebooks. We have iPads. They're trying to bring in new Chromebooks to our school. And so they're all on their Chromebooks. And then every once in a while, staff members pop in. And basically, there's certain ones they could be like, "Oh shit, I gotta get off what I'm doing so to make sure they don't see me." I want to say you shouldn't be. You probably shouldn't, but I mean, I do it too. I'm gonna be honest, I do it too. If I got nothing to do, what else am I gonna do? I'm gonna sit there and read? No. No, I'm not gonna read. I'm in ballot. So I might read for that. There's a fly ball to deep center. Not deep enough. That center fielder's doing overtime work as there's one out top bottom of the 7th. Man, he is making a lot of catches. He is catching a lot of flyouts today. There's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Pop count runs out today for Lourdes Gurriel Jr. So he's 0 for 2. So yeah, staff members, they'll just pop in.
Nope, that's a
And there's a bunch of those guys. They're playing pokey. It looked like some Minecraft game. I don't really care. And then what did they do? They like got them playing games. There were 2 guys coming in. The two tech guys came in, and they're on their side of the table. They're not here. And they go. All what 7 of us, I think, because there's 5 boys and then 2 girls. We're all just, oh wow. And then I was actually taking a test during it. I look over my shoulder. I see them taking a picture. I'm like, yep, we gotcha. Playing games. Fort Seymour, strike 3 called. 2 down. Bottom of the 7th inning. 5 strikeouts for Seth Lugo. My God, he is still on the mound, dude. Is he gonna get a complete game today? He genuinely might. I don't know if they keep him in that long, but he has had a really solid game. Really solid. Here's pitch 90 for Seth Lugo. With 2 outs, the pitch. Yeah, 90 pitches. What a game for Seth Lugo. Third baseman Junior Caminero at the plate. So yeah, and then so they come and they're taking photos, and then they just walk away. They're still playing. And the next day, there's news getting around the school that pokey was banned. And then I go check on the pokey to prove it, and it says this account is restricted. Like dang, what's next with this school? Oh yeah, there's a censorship laws too, so, oh my God, no. Yeah, so heck, they might make a new law that enforces all this stuff into the school. That'd be bad. Or it makes like Ohio City makes their own state browser where everything's censored. That'd be awful, so you can't, I can watch baseball highlights during study. I love doing that. Swing and a man, strike 3 call to Junior Caminero, and then ends the 7th. We're going to the 8th. 7 shutout innings for Seth Lugo. Third baseman Josh Young, top of the 8th, leading off. The 8th inning. On the back of Seth Lugo, 7 shut. I'd go for the complete game. Ground ball foul. I mean, I have heard of the Giants. Like, I think it was the San Francisco Giants this year. There was some game in the series against the San Diego Padres. And Logan Webb pitched 8 shutout innings. Swung and a miss. Young strikes out swinging, and strike 3, 1 down, top of the 8th. There's JT Realmuto, the catcher for the New York Sailors. The 2-run blast in the first inning where most of the runs happened. It's been a very dry game in terms of offense. Get a perfect shot to deep left center there. Right over the wall on the left. So yeah. It's frozen, how about that? That's nice. That's nice to know. There we go. So yeah, and then this Padres-Giants game, Logan Webb, he's pitched 8 shutout innings in this game. And the Giants still lost to the Padres. That is actually crazy. I did mention that I listened to the final Columbus Clippers game against the Omaha Storm Chasers. Clippers won 3-1 over the Storm Chasers. It was a fun game. It wasn't crazy. Count 22 to JT Realmuto. 23,597 the reported attendance here at Olympic Stadium. Be sick to think of the name. 23,597.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Because we don't see very many hits, very many runs. I don't see much of anything in this game. And that's 2-2 to Realmuto. Balls in the dirt, and the count is full. 3 balls with 2 strikes. With 1 out, top of the 8th. 3-2. And that's ball 4. Balls in the dirt. And I'll let Realmuto walk. First walk allowed for Soroka. He's pitched most of the ball game. He's only throwing 40. He's been using him pretty well. The Oilers stuck at a 4-0 lead. It's been quite a pitching duel since he came in.
Inside ball.
Starting out the plane, then it's ball 1. He did get out of a base left. I mean, Mike's going to take it off. It'll be foul. The count's even a ball and a strike to Jordan Walker. Keep it on the first baseman. You gotta be looking up when you're trying to steal.
Ball 2.
And something up. Because if you look down, and the pitcher notices you're looking down, you're gonna get picked off like every single time, without fail. Every time you do that, because every time that you decide things to check, yeah, you're gonna get called out every time because you're not. By the time you look up, the ball's already. You're already tagged out. That's 3-2 to Jordan Walker.
3.
Strike 3 called in the slider. Oh, Jordan Walker he thought that was a walk. I did too. They're gonna pull Soroka. He's pitched very well for Montreal. But the run support is just not there tonight. Not at all. They still the shutout. Not a no-hitter, but a shutout. They're being able to turn their hits into runs at all today. Here's Will Vest coming in. His 41st appearance this year. 57 innings pitched. He's pitched quite a bit. 2-3 record, 7 holds. 3.63 ERA, 12.9% strikeout rate, 256 against righties, 281 against lefties. As he faces Michael Bush. Top of the 8th inning. He's been one of the most. I mean, there was a 1-0 there was a 1-0 Cincinnati Stingers and Atlanta Arrows ball game. That was, like, put me to sleep. This one's almost just as boring. That'll be a fly ball to deep right center field. This one gonna go to the track, to the wall. Goodbye, home run. Just as I say that, Michael Bush goes deep and it's 6-0 New York. And they just extend their lead to do even more. 102 on the bat of Michael Bush. Let's see. He takes that pitch. He really leans into it and gets a good swing, perfectly on time. And he takes that one deep into right center to the bleachers. And it's 6-0 New York here in the 8th. 2-out blast from Michael Bush. Fastball to his 97, strike one to J.J. Bleday, the center fielder. Well, J.J. Bleday has been doing like all the work at center field for New York defensively. And Bush is the 6th. He got all 3 outs.
Nope. Ball one.
On top of the zone, the count's 1-1.
1-1.
The two warming up. Sims and Gary warming up in the Montreal bullpen. It's been a rough one for the Expos.
That's ball two.
Started out the play and the count's 2-1. Games like this. Half the dugout's probably asleep. It was such a boring game. You know, I imagine, do fans enjoy these games? I don't. At least I don't enjoy this as much as it's like, you know, absolute thriller where it's like 7-6, walk off. But any game is even a bit closer. I don't care if it's being said to 2 to end if it's entertaining. It's just ball forward to J.J. Bleday to keep the inning going. There's the second baseman for the New York Sailors, Luis Rengifo. Lopez struggling to get out of this for Montreal.
Ball. Ball one, no strike.
The goal is 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific start. Edmonton Eagles, then Las Vegas Gamblers. There'll be a fly ball to left center field, and there's the running catch. And that ends the inning. Michael Bush goes to deep left center, and it's 6-0 New York. Zach Jackson coming here in the bottom of the 8th for the New York Sailors. 45th appearances here, so he's playing in almost every other game for New York. 3-1 record. 5.61 ERA, 23.5% strikeout rate. 242 against righties, 226 against lefties. We're going to see how he does as he faces the second baseman, Matt McLean, 8th in the batting order for Montreal.
Ball one.
Forcing with the cast ball 1 to Matt McLean. He's on a 9-game hitting streak. Looking to get another hit to make that 10 as he'll hit one down the line, foul. Keeping the count on the ball on a strike. It's going to only play a bit slow game. Counts 1-2 to Matt McLean. He might lose his hitting streak here, and we'll see. And the 1-2.
That's a ball.
Called the ball luckily, and the count's 2-2. And the ump gave him that one. And the patch.
3.
Swung and a miss, strike 3 called, and that ends the 8th. And that's probably going to be it for his hitting streak. So here is Chris Taylor, the DH. Counts 1-2 to Chris Taylor. Swung right into that fastball, strike one. So Bummer and Bernardino warming up at the New York Sailors bullpen. Been a one-sided affair here tonight.
Ball, that's
They're
out.
all playing the counts 1-1. So probably gonna have a game either Thursday or
Nope.
Friday this
That's
week
inside.
as well. Maybe both days. So that would be like a 4. Oh yeah, I don't have school Friday, so Yeah, I'm probably keen on doing that. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday, I don't know. 4 straight days, at least 4, maybe 5 straight days of games. And the 2-2 to Taylor. Swung and a miss, and he got him. Strike the goal, 2 down here at the bottom of the 8th.
Now batting, center fielder.
There's the center fielder for Montreal, Blake Perkins. 212 batting average
That's a
for
ball.
Blake Perkins, and the count's 1-0. So, this Expos team, four-seamers, we're gonna miss, the count's 1-1.
One strike.
Late night here in Montreal. And the 1-1, gonna be a service change over the goal, and the count's 2-1. Here I live in the state of Ohio. There's a rainstorm around dinner time today, around like 5:36. It'll be level on to center field. JJ Bladair right under it. Did a lot of work today. Makes the catch. Ends the 8th. Away go to the 9th. 6-0 New York. Chance for to end more runs.
Leading things off, left fielder Jake Fraley.
Top of the 9th, here's Jake Fraley. Slaughter out the play, and the count's ball 1-2 to Fraley from Will Vest. No pitch.
Nope, that's off the plate. Ball 2.
With a new 2 home run for Michael Bush. In a very game, one of those.
Ball, that's outside.
Some of my least favorite baseball games are the ones that are they're like a 1 run in like the 5th inning, and that's it. The series be 4 runs the first in that day, so it's not much better. Now it's 3-1 to Jake Fraley. It'll be a ground ball. Diving play at first. Roto Vest, and he gets the out from going down top of the 9th. How about that? Nice diving play by Leo Ford. In front of the bag, got it.
Ball, that's upstairs.
Ball that skimmed the top of the plate, and it's ball 1. One the game here. This game is really long. So,
2 balls, no strike.
not crazy long. Longer than I would think. Like, statistically, it should be a bit. Barely drinks an hour. Will be the show. So basically, just straight up full games, no cuts, no nothing to them. Just some commentary over them. Teams have custom teams. Slider's still gonna miss the cast 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung! Get a miss, and he got him out of sinker at 97 miles an hour. And Mason one goes down swinging. There's 2 down top of the 9th. First K for Will Bass. Here's the DH. That Pedro Pajes. A 1 count to Pajes. Pedro Pajes. That'll be a fly ball. I want to stick it quickly. And Stone Garrett able to run it downward. Going to the bottom of the 9th. And the the Sailors will close it out. They lead 6-0.
Pitching, Justin Martinez.
There's Justin Martinez, 34 the Burns this year. There's 0.1 innings pitched, 1.98 ERA, 23.1% strikeout rate, 5th record, 34th appearance of the year. So pretty solid stats. We'll see how it goes. He faces Stone Garrett. Chris Barrett, bottom of the ninth, second in the lineup for Montreal. And we'll take ball one and start his at bat here and start the ninth for the Expos. Bears just looking to go home with this one. Sinker still gonna miss the count's a ball on the strike. Not exactly the most fun game ever, but I was the one who decided why don't I cover two teams at the bottom of the Northeast Division. So you get a game like this, just really surprised at the end of the day. Gotta cover these teams sometime, somewhere, somehow. These every single team will pop up on the first base side. Michael Bush, one down, bottom of the ninth. So the New York Sailors 2 outs away from locking down this shutout. Here's Will Smith. Off the bank, though, 7 shutout innings for Seth Lugo.
That's a ball.
Sinker, Will Smith, ball one.
Counts 1-0.
We go to Will Smith, it'll be foul. Right at the crowd, even the count 1-1. I always wanted. I do really want to call a no-hitter for this league. That would be really cool. It'd be forcing him to counts 1-2. One, two to Will Smith.
Ball 2.
Let's put on the lower inside corner in the counts. Ball 2. And the 2-2. Swing of the big ground ball gonna get through for Will Smith. One out, bottom of the ninth, so he's aboard for Montreal. Here comes Francisco Lindor. Ground ball, that's gonna get through as well for Montreal, and there's 2 on. Back-to-back singles for the Expos here on the bottom of the ninth. Maybe they get something going, but still got a long way to go before we even get to the realm of a comeback. Ball gets away, and it's ball 1 to Leo Ford. First, they got straight in 2 flats for the Montreal first baseman, Leo Ford. There's 11 stolen bases on the year, but hasn't been able to get on base today. The 1-0 pitch.
That's ball 2.
He takes the sinker for ball 2.
2-0.
Lindor's on first, Will Smith on second base. For the Expos with 2 on and 1 out here on the bottom of the ninth. Expos trailing 6-0.
Ball 3.
Sinker with ball 3 to Leo Ford. Here's Lourdes Jr. coming to the plate. Ball 3 to Leo Ford, the pitch. So they're landing back out and 3 balls from the strike. One. That'll be a ground ball, another foul ball. Count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Richard Ford, and then a ball 4, and that'll load the bases.
Now batting left fielder, Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Here comes Lourdes Gurriel Jr., bottom of the ninth, bases loaded. And he fouls out the first pitch in the right field corner. 91 miles an hour, slightly faster than the 89 mile an hour splitter. Base of 11 1 out, bottom of the 9th inning. 6 swingers swinging a miss 0-2. And the 0-2. Montreal Jr. fouls it off. He's out for the Expos to get back in this game. A grand slam would surely do it. Out to Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Swung and a miss, ball in the dirt. First down base. And the Expos down to their final out. First strikeout for Justin Martinez on a sinker 5-inch pitch break. How about that? 2,080 spin rate or RPM. Junior Caminero, potential last batter for the Expos. Has the first pitch foul down the right field line. Foul. That's 0-1. 3 homers this year. 224 batting average. I know he can do better. After you will this season for the Expos. And the 0-1.
I got 1 ball, 1
They're out the well off the plane and even the count of ball in the strike. 1-1 to Caminero. Another foul ball. It's 1-2. They're down to their final strike. 1-2. Caminero keeps the at-bat going. We'll do it again. And the 1-2 pitch. It's going to be a ground ball. Sliding play. And he can't get it. And that breaks the shutout. Everybody's safe. And the Expos are on the board. It's 6-1. That breaks the shutout. A wildly bad mistake from the second baseman. Dives it. He can't get it. The shortstop grabs it. Big mistake. You got to read those balls quicker. He wasn't there in time. 6-1, bases loaded, Matt McLean. So they get another chance. And now it would make it a 1-run game if he were to score, if he were to get the grand slam. Matt McLean over 2 today with a walk for the Expos. He is potentially the last out. He represents the last out for the Expos as of now. So that'll be just off the plate, and it's 1-1. He is also at a current. Has another chance to get out of this, to keep this streak going. And there's strike 2. 1 strike for Martinez to win the ball game for New York. 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Ball game. And the New York Sailors win the game. They take it 6-1. A big blowout win to start this 3-game series against the Montreal Expos in Montreal. Final score, Sailors win 6-1 on 9 hits. The Expos 1 run on 6 hits. Seth Luke of the win, Brett Louder to the loss, and that's a way to open the series for the New York Sailors. On the road in Montreal. I'm Thomas Harrison. See you tomorrow night. We'll be in Edmonton, Alberta for the Edmonton Eagles and the Las Vegas Gamblers, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. And I'm Thomas, your host. Now, see you tomorrow night. They say about the mind, kinda true, huh?